Hey everybody, I just wanted to give you a quick update for this Monday. I am not going to be there, so I've kind of asked Jess to head everything up, just some of the administrative details. But we're going to be talking about generosity, and we're going to be doing that through a portion of Scripture, and I believe it's First Corinthians. Don't quote me on that. But basically, it talks about cheerful giving. And the reason we can be generous is because God has been generous to us. And we don't have any type of giving statements or anything like that, similar to the grateful statements or the encouragement statements. But the goal is to help our students start building a foundation of generosity in their life. And in the book that I was reading that kind of talked about this, it's called The Blessed Life by Robert Morris, and he talks about three types of giving. The first is the tithe. That's 10% of our income that we give back to God, and that's the first thing we do with our money, is we give it back to God. That's the first fruits that he talks about. Then the second thing he talks about are offerings, and offerings are things that are over and above the tithe. And then the third thing he talks about are extravagant giving, which is basically when God calls you to give a lot more than even a tithe or even an offering. And we're not going to go into too much detail about this, but I just wanted you guys to be aware of some of the language that was brought up there so that you have the opportunity to be able to answer any types of questions that your students ask. And I would just encourage you, no matter where you're at in your spiritual walk, the tithe is something that is biblical. It is something that we talk about as a church. It's something that we talk about in our membership booklet. And if you have any questions about that, I think that's a place that we all need to be at. And the basis of the tithe is not just something we should do. It's not just a Christian tax. It's us giving back to God, recognizing that He can do far more with 90% of our income than we can do with 100% of our income. And I know for me personally, I started tithing at an early age when I was 14, 15 years old. And I probably was doing it out of obligation or reluctancy, a little more than actually being cheerful about it. But as I got older and I started to love Jesus more, like it came a part of my rhythm. And whenever I received a paycheck, the first thing I would do is tithe. I continue to do that to this day. And one of the things Jess and I do is it's our goal not to just tithe. We talk about progressive giving. We want to increase our percentage every single year because I truly believe that you can't outgive God. That God has the ability to do immeasurably more. And he's looking at all of us and he's saying, man, if you can be faithful with what you have now, I am going to be faithful to give you more so that you can be a blessing to others. And all to say, I hope that's an encouragement to you. And I would encourage you wherever you're at to pick a percentage and start there, but work towards a tithe. Or if you already are tithing, think about how you can continue to be extravagant with your giving because you're going to regret money that you spend in certain times. There's going to be times in your life where you're going to regret that you spent money on this or that or whatever that looks like. And there's going to be times where you're excited about the way you spent your money. You bought a house or you bought something that you really love and you enjoy. Here's what I know. I've never, ever regretted money that I've given away. When I look back at my life and I think about the missions trips I've given to, the churches that I've been able to do, the different missions and different things like that, like you don't regret money that you give away for God's kingdom. And all to say, I know this is kind of a deep topic, but I just wanted to give you a quick sum up of what we're going to be doing on Monday. So be praying for your students. Last Monday was awesome. We had 50 students, which was an increase. It was one of our biggest spring verticals we've had in the middle of a snowstorm, which is awesome. We had a cool story about a girl that I have personally been inviting for like 6 months on the weekend. She showed up this week and she loved it and she's going to come back every week. So great job, Jordan. You're leading her group. So awesome. Let's keep it up. I know this is a little longer. I love you guys. I won't see you on Monday, but I will see you a week from Monday. Bye.